All right, let's dive right into this explainer. We all know that one person. Or, well, let's be completely honest here, maybe we are that person who is just constantly swamped. You know the type. Their calendar is completely color-coded, packed literally from morning till night, they're perpetually exhausted, and yet, somehow, year after year, their major life goals just never seem to move forward. So today, we're going to look at the fascinating psychology behind why being busy is actually often the absolute biggest obstacle to your success. And, more importantly, we'll figure out how to break free from this cycle of just doing things so we can start, actually achieving them.
Seriously, I want you to reflect on your own life for just a second. Have you ever hit the end of a long, ridiculously exhausting day where you felt like you just ran a marathon, but then you finally sit down, look back at your to-do list, and realize, wow, I didn't move the needle on a single major goal? It is an incredibly frustrating cycle, right? You feel like you're constantly in motion, yet your life stays exactly the same. So we often call this the busy trap. And look, if you're experiencing this, it's absolutely crucial to understand that this isn't just about poor time management or, having too much on your plate. Psychology actually tells us that this trap is a highly sophisticated shield used by our own brains. It's a subconscious defense mechanism. It's literally designed to keep us far, far away from the high-stakes, uncomfortable work that actually leads to real change. Basically, your brain is protecting you from discomfort by just keeping you swamped with busy work. To really wrap our heads around this kind of self-sabotage, we kind of need to contrast two completely different states, movement versus progress. Now, movement is passive. It's comfortable. It's answering emails, organizing your digital files into perfectly labeled folders, or having these long, drawn-out meetings about future plans. It feels like you're doing something, right? But you aren't actually advancing. Progress, on the other hand, is active. It's messy, and it is inherently uncomfortable. Progress requires taking real risks and actually putting something out into the world. And our brains? Well, they will almost always choose that comfortable illusion of movement over the messy reality of progress. Section 1. Confusing thinking with progress. Let's look at the dopamine deception. Our brains are incredibly good at tricking us here. They confuse thinking about a goal with making actual progress toward it. I mean, think about the last time you spent hours researching a new project, finding the absolute perfect tools, or just visualizing how successful you're going to be. While that feels incredibly productive, psychology shows us that simply imagining success totally tricks your brain. Your brain actually releases little hits of dopamine, that satisfaction chemical, just from daydreaming. It reacts almost exactly as if you've already crossed the finish line. And because you're getting that sweet dopamine rush from the idea alone, a really dangerous thing happens. Your urgency to take real action completely drops off a cliff. You end up choosing the clean, perfect realm of imagined success over the difficult, unpredictable necessity of messy action. So you feel super busy because your mind is working overtime processing all these amazing ideas, but because your brain has already rewarded you, you never actually start the hard work. Which leads us perfectly into Section 2, hiding the fear of failure and how we hide behind motivation. We kind of build this trap for ourselves by splitting our lives into two categories. On one side, we've got safe tasks. This is the easy stuff. Organizing your desk, tweaking a color palette for literally the 10th time, spending 3 hours building the perfect Notion board, or doing endless rounds of research. We stay busy with these because they carry absolutely zero emotional weight. But on the other side, that's the high-stakes work. Actually launching the project, publishing the draft, making the big pitch. We avoid this side to protect our self-image, because as long as you stay busy planning, your dream remains completely perfect and completely untarnished by the very real risk of real-world failure. All right, Section 3, the mental exhaustion drain. You see, the busy trap isn't just stealing your time, it is a massive energy killer. When you spend all day analyzing every single possible step, trying to predict every outcome, and stressing over every potential hurdle, you are actively burning through your finite mental battery. So by the time a window finally opens up to take real action, you're completely drained from the constant analysis. You just end up doing nothing. But here is the absolutely critical takeaway. You weren't being physically lazy, not at all. You were just so mentally busy that you ran completely out of gas before the work even began.
Moving to Section 4, addicted to your potential. This one is a bit of a tough love reality check.
Look, talking about our big dreams and being busy with the grand idea of them, it's thrilling. It gives us this great sense of identity to tell people about the huge business we're planning or the epic book we're researching. But real progress? Well, real progress is usually repetitive, extremely slow, and, honestly, pretty boring. We get caught in this trap because, frankly, we'd much rather stay attached to the exciting, flawless idea of our potential than face the uncomfortable, slow, and boring reality of putting in the daily grind today. So, we really have to shift our mindset here. Consider this thought a massive mental reset. Readiness doesn't come before you act, it actually shows up after you've started. Wow. If you are waiting for that perfect, calm moment where you finally feel 100% prepared and completely fearless, you're going to be waiting forever. That moment, it never arrives. The difference between someone who just dreams and someone who actually succeeds isn't some magical natural talent. It's simply the ability to act, even when your own mind is screaming at you to stay busy with safe, comfortable distractions. Finally, Section 5. How to break free and move from doing to achieving.
The good news is, escaping this busy trap doesn't require some massive life overhaul. It just requires a highly targeted approach to bypass your brain's avoidance tactics. And it all comes down to the number 10. This is the simple, highly actionable antidote to overcomplicating everything, the 10-minute rule.
So here is exactly how you execute this rule today in 3 simple steps. First, pick exactly one uncomfortable task. Just one, that high-stakes thing you've been overthinking. Second, sit down and do it for exactly 10 minutes. Not an hour, not half a day, literally just 10 minutes. And third, and this is completely non-negotiable, there is absolutely zero planning or research allowed. No organizing, no watching another YouTube tutorial. You just start the messy, uncomfortable action immediately.
I want to leave you with this question to answer for yourself today. What 10-minute, uncomfortable task are you avoiding right now by staying busy? Really think about it. Identify it, drop the research, and just go give it 10 minutes of messy action. If this explainer helped you see your own busyness in a completely new light, make sure to follow and subscribe. We're here to help you master your mind so you can finally master your life. Thanks so much for joining me today, and go take that 10 minutes of action.